Well, the man behind the social media account Litquidity that has dominated Wall Street rumor mill has been unmasked. Drum roll, please. After 7 years of anonymity, former banker Hank Medina has revealed that he is, in fact, the man behind the memes, and he's got big plans for the future. He joins us now. Hank, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So my first question, Hank, is why go public now, Hank? You know, you were anonymous. You obviously having a lot of success with that, right? A lot of eyeballs. And so why go public and why go to the FT, Financial Times?
Yeah, so this was prompted by a Business Insider piece that was, just they were working on it for about a year, and no one was really talking to them. I was like, getting hit up by a lot of people, and I was like, why are they going to post this if there's nothing really there to uncover? And so it kind of just progressed and seemed imminent. And I had just released a profile, Lunch with the FT, over the summer. So I thought that could have been the easiest way to just get ahead of it, move quickly, and beat them to the punch and own the narrative with a publication that I thought would be more representative of my brand and not spoil the 7 years of being undercover.
So I think of other sort of anonymous meme accounts and other types of financially oriented accounts out there. Think of Zero Hedge, which I think we still don't know who that person is. Think of Goldman Sachs Elevator. Eventually, I believe we found out who that person is. So what has it been like to now be on the other side? And have there been disadvantages and advantages to being unmasked?
Yeah, well, it's still pretty fresh. The day of the reveal, I basically just stayed at home and scrolled social media and had a lot of, just dopamine overload. And then the next day I flew to LA for a tech breakfast that I was co-hosting. So kind of was out of my element from Miami to LA. So
Wait, tech breakfast you were co-hosting as yourself? Or as like how?
Through Litquidity Ventures, which
got it.
was to meet founders in the deep tech space in El Segundo. So it's just kind of like not been settled in because I was not in like Wall Street or New York, where a lot more people might have been, a follower. So yeah, it's just been pretty chill. I've only been approached by like 2 people. One guy was like, "Hey, Mr. Lit," and it was just new to me. I'm like, wait, how does he know who I am? Then and I was like, hey.
Yeah, you could be called things a lot worse, Hank. Let me ask you this: how from now do you? So let's move forward. How do you kind of expand, Hank, and build on this brand?
Yeah, so it's basically business as usual. I've been expanding while anonymous, getting into my newsletter, which has already been growing organically year over year, and then also expanding my portfolio of investments, primarily in early stage startups. But now I think as I'm a public figure, just people know my face, I can go meet more VCs, LPs, who might be interested in investing larger sums of capital, and they have a face that they can actually, put behind and a name so they can, do their diligence.
And you're still running the account like from tweet to tweet, post to post, right? So you're doing that. You have a tennis or paddle venture as well, I understand.
Correct. Yeah.
You're a scout for Bain looking for a potential investment. Like, you're pretty busy based on all of this.
Yeah, a lot of people ask if this is my full-time thing, and once they start to understand that it's not just running the meme page, it's having my hands in investing in startups, in the newsletter, in being a co-founder of Bond Life Club, which is racket and wellness-focused private members club that's launching in the Hamptons this summer, and also Litany Partners, which is a recruiting firm focused on placing junior analysts into buy-side jobs and also into investment banking roles. That's a mouthful, as you can just see. My time is more than occupied and have my hands in a lot of things, but I think everything blends in beautifully into an ecosystem where if people are consuming the content or they're following the newsletter to stay in touch with the latest news, they're also interested in getting a good job, knowing what their value is, what a fair compensation is, and then the club component is now bringing that into like a physical component, where they can network with like-minded people, be in like a Soho house. Although that's focused on artists, this can be a place that's focused on more of a professional type of community.
I have to say, looking at Litquidity, the account with all the memes, very like Wall Street bro heavy, and meeting you, there is a little bit of a disconnect, right? Like you seem like a pretty low key guy, which is not the image that one might have in their mind of the account.
Yeah.
Like, how did you channel this to sort of be that guy online?
It's just a persona at the end of the day. I like, getting a laugh out of people, and it's something that a lot of people expect, someone who's working in finance to be. And for myself, I was someone who always rolled my eyes when someone was like very loud and just like, very, just lacking self-awareness. And so I channeled that to play the stereotypical finance bro, and it kind of just like took a life of its own. But then when people started to meet me, I'd go out and they're like, oh, you're the guy that runs that? You're nothing like what you appear on social media. I said good, because I don't want to be that. So yeah, it's been good, and I think once people really see who the person is behind me, or like my the brand, then they're more likely to work with me. So that's how I've done a bunch of the ventures that I'm working on now.
Makes sense. Hank, thanks so much. Good to meet you in person.
You too.
And the real guy, Hank Medina.
Thanks for having me.
The guy behind Litquidity, amongst a lot of other stuff.